Oh, I've been kind of waiting for this day for a while. And we have the Insta360 Ace Pro. And I know I'm a little late to the game. Insta360 reached out and asked if we wanted to try it. And I was like, yeah. For those of you that have watched a lot of our videos, especially those that are on a motorcycle, when we do any kind of travel, I almost always bring an Insta360 camera. Be it the Insta360 1R, the RS, the X2, the Go 2. They're just so convenient and they kind of just do everything that an action camera should do, plus more. So late last year, I had the opportunity to go visit Jesse Driftwood at his studio, and he had the Insta360 Ace Pro. And you guys may have seen some of those videos where I actually had the opportunity to play with them. Now I get a chance to have my very own. And what we're going to do is we're just going to unbox this today, see how it works, see how it sets up. So if you are getting this, you kind of know the steps that you have to take when it arrives. In a future video, which will probably come out all this week, we also got the motorcycle kit. So I want to show you everything that comes with the motorcycle kit if you're someone that is interested in doing motorcycle vlogging, or you're just someone that likes to capture your rides for your own use. That kit is kind of a must-have for any of the Insta360 cameras out there. Last thing that we got was the new Insta360 GPS preview remote. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but we got that too, so we'll do a video on that. And then of course, from that point forward, we'll be using this camera in a lot of our upcoming travel videos and just daily videos. So let's start today by taking a look and see what comes in this box. So we have this here. It's the Insta360 Ace Pro. We got it with the 128 gig SD card. Now the bonus, of course, is getting something from Insta360 is that you know it's going to function. I'm a part of a lot of the Insta360 chats on Facebook, some forums and things like that. And one of the biggest issues that I see is people that have cards that just aren't fast enough, or they bought them and the cards are fake, etc., etc. But speed is going to be an issue, and you want to make sure that you get one that's fast. So getting one directly from Insta360 is probably not a bad option. Anyways, this is the box, co-engineered with Leica, and you get some images on the side. This is some stuff in the back, kind of showing some of the things that will come in the box, of course. And this, what do you say? AI Highlights Assistant. And what's cool is that yes, the AI Highlights Assistant is in this camera, but they are slowly starting to release some of the AI features and make them available to some of the older Insta360 cameras. For instance, AI Warp was a feature that was only available on this camera. Now it's available on pretty much all of Insta360's cameras. So I applaud them for actually allowing those of us that have older Insta360s to actually be able to use some of the new features. So it'd be kind of cool to see what other features come out to the older cameras. 2.4-inch flip screen, which is cool. It's kind of a first for action cameras. Waterproof to 33 feet, I guess, or 10 meters. Magnetic mounting system. Now, please, we'll take a look at this because there's a lot of misconceptions about this magnetic mounting system. So we'll look at that. Gesture controlled and voice controlled. Now, I'm most curious about the gesture control because, again, being on a motorcycle, it's not going to be able to necessarily hear me. But if I can do something with my hands and it start recording or stop recording, yeah, down with that. All right, let's crack it open. One of the videos that we'll do in the future is we will put this up against the older Insta360 cameras. So we'll put it up against the Go 2, we'll put it up against the 1R, and we'll put it up against the 1RS, because both of those cameras, I have the twin editions, which means that they have the 360 module and they have the 4K action cam module, which means great competition with these. And again, we did a little test of that at the end of last year, but we'll go a little deeper just to kind of see how much better this one is. Very, very nice. So again, just like all traditional action cams, you're going to have the ability to plug in things on the side. This is where you're going to do your charging, as well as if you have the mic adapter, which I also got. I don't know if the mic adapter comes with the actual motorcycle kit. I don't believe so. But again, Insta360 sent me this. So I did ask for the mic module because I want to do moto vlogging with it. But a whole bunch of stuff here. There it is. It's been a while since I've actually played with this. Again, it was end of November that I actually had a chance to go try it. Now they also do make an Ace, and I have watched some comparison videos, and the Ace Pro, of course, is a better camera. But if you want to save yourself a little bit of money and you're not somebody that is necessarily going to be shooting a lot in dark scenarios, the Ace looks to be an actually very, very comparable camera. It has all the features. Just when you get to things like low light, you're going to have better performance in this camera for sure. Anyways, we'll take a look at that in a second. The other stuff you get is this little box of goodies here. I think is that it? Yeah, that doesn't feel like it's coming. Silica gel, don't eat that. That'll hurt you for sure. And you get quick start guide. That's probably very useful for sure. Waterproofing. I actually like that they sent you this. The fonts are a little small, but I like that they talk about waterproofing because we get so many cameras nowadays that are like, it's waterproof. And then if something does happen, they'll just be like, yeah, but. So at least they have a little thing about that, which is kind of nice. Safety guidelines. Cool. We get our USB-C to USB-C cable. That's going to be what's used for charging and moving files to and from the camera if you don't want to take the actual SD card out. This is one of these little sticky things. So what happens is, I don't know if you guys can see this, this sticker comes off and this can, let's say you had like any kind of surface, you peel this off, and these are reusable. So what happens is over time this will lose its stickiness, and all you do is kind of just clean it, just damp cloth or whatever. But you got your camera on there with a GoPro kind of mount, right? Right, that's pretty awesome. Now, of course, if it's this, actually, that's not bad either. So yeah, that's on there, right? Keep this, because when you're done, you're going to want to cover that so no more extra dirt or anything can come on it. But that's good. That's going to help if you want to stick this, let's say, to your windshield of your car, or stick it to a wall or a fridge or a door or whatever it is. That's cool. You do get a couple little stickers. So if you're someone that wants to do some advertising, you got that. Nice stickers. They're not crazy, which I kind of like. This is going to be their little magnetic mount. Now they do have another magnetic mount that has like a quarter 20 or like a tripod on the bottom that these legs fold back. I may see if I can actually order one of those because I think that'll be cool. And then of course I have my SD card. That's doesn't come with a base one, but something that you can definitely order. So this, just so you guys can see it, I'm going to pull this off. The first thing just to realize, the magnets in here, it's not held on by magnets. The magnets themselves are used to align the adapter. So you see it just kind of, it pulls, right? So like it'll stick when it's not attached at all. It's just, there's a magnet that just kind of makes it come into place. So what happens is these sit like this, and then you kind of just make sure it's pushed and clicked, and you'll hear them click, right? And you want to push them in enough so that you hear them click. Then like this just, it's not, there's just no way that's coming off. Like this plastic will break before this comes off. It's just, there's just no way that's coming off, because what happens is the bottom of this is probably metal reinforced is my guess, and then there's metal hooks that go into it. So how is that coming off? And what happens, you'll see that there's two little spots there on one side and this side, and when you push those, what happens is the hooks detach. You push near the top. Just make sure you push near the top. You see how the pins, they push in? So you really got to get near the top of them to push in, but they click and lock. Again, they just kind of go there. You push that in. Make sure you push them till you hear the click, because that click's important, and then you're good. And then again, when you're done, you just push it near the top, and out it comes. Way faster than having to take that little spinny thing here. And what I'll probably do is, of course, this would be attached to the actual, like my helmet, and just so that when I want to take this off, click, click. And what would be super useful, and why I would probably buy a second one, is I would put another one of these on, let's say, handheld tripod vloggy thing, so that you could take this one off and then click it right on the other camera and you're good to go. Okay, let's put the memory card in. And what I would do, honestly, before you go out and decide you're going to just go shoot a whole bunch of stuff, even if you don't buy a memory card from Insta360, put your memory card through a speed test. Download a speed test app on your computer, let it run so you can get a good speed, make sure it's functioning. Let it do a couple tests, because you don't want it to just be, a lot of cards, even if they're fake, will test fast at the beginning, but they slow down over time. So you just want to be sure that the card is just going to be fast all the time. Push this down. Yeah, you push it down and then out. That's where your battery is going to be. Is it battery only in there? Let's just see. I'd say there's a chance that it's battery only in that spot. And then over on this side, you have a down. There they are. So that's where your SD card and or micro SD card and your USB is going to be. What I really liked, and I talked about this again in a previous video, is how this button is really elevated. And there's only one up top here, which is nice. So the power button's on the side, this one's here. Because again, when I'm riding, and I've done this before, is I usually have this button set so that when you hit it, it turns on and starts recording. And then when you hit it again, it turns or stops recording and turns off. But I have done it in the past where I hit the button, but I've actually just hit the power button and it turns on and doesn't record anything. So I like the fact that on the top, it's the record button. The side is the power button. That I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of that for sure. So let's just turn it on right now. So we got some setup to do. So I'm going to choose English. Please download the Insta360 app, which I have. And this is important because like a lot of cameras nowadays, you need to actually do this to actually like unlock the camera and register. Just kind of be aware. It's just part of it. If you don't like the fact that you have to do that, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Anyways, on the app itself, you'll see there's a little camera app there. This is where you're going to see all your stuff. So you'll see it says 1R because that's the camera that I last had set up. And I'm going to put down here, Ace Pro. So we'll click on that. It should come up and say, would you like to connect to the app? And I'm going to say yes. This is where it's also now going to check to see if there's any firmware updates available, etc. Do the registration. So it's going to join its Wi-Fi network that is currently being broadcasted by the camera. Now we wait. There we go. And see, new firmware found. So that's excellent. We're going to do that firmware. And once that firmware is done, you're all ready. You'll be able to now go into the camera, use it completely, go in and do all your settings. You can do that from either the phone app now or from the camera. But you do need to have a phone to kind of unlock the camera and get it going. All right, my friends, that's kind of a setup and unboxing of the Ace Pro. We'll do another video maybe tomorrow or later on in regards to the motorcycle kit again and the GPS remote. And after I've had a chance to play with this a little bit, we'll go through some of the settings on the cameras so I can tell you what I think are some of the best settings available for it and the settings that I will actually use. Links down below if you guys are interested in any of the Insta360 gear. I use a lot of it and love it. And we'll see you guys next video. Later.